Good evening, heart to killers, followers of my channel. As you can tell, I am in studio number 2. Let's say alternate studio, which used to be the primary one, but now I've upgraded. Oh shoot, give me one sec here, folks. I need to go fix something. I'll be right back. All right. The beauties of live recordings. I had to shut the freezer. Okay, so if this is your first time here, folks, put in recruit in the comment section. And if this is your second time here, put veteran in the comments section. Let's get this up and running today. We're going to cover off a few things. First, what the hell is going on with the new logo for the Canadian Armed Forces? Did you guys see this? What is this? Seriously, what is this? Is this the actual logo? Like, is this what's going to be posted everywhere? Because this is what they say: introducing a new icon and refreshed tagline for the Canadian Army, featuring the new CAD-PAT multi-terrain pattern. It is designed to complement our official Canadian Army logo. Discover more about CAD-PAT MT follows. Okay. Let's look at the comments here. It only took you Muppets 5 hours to realize that you fucked up and print CAD-PAT or the logo. You really need to hire a new branding and social media manager. Change the profile pic as well, eh? Okay, so this is so okay. This, I think, what's going on here. They posted this, so I saw this, and Twitter was on fire. The comment section were lit up. It said this is the new logo, but now they're saying introducing branding for the Canadian. Tell us in comments what you think. Introducing new logo and a refreshed tagline. So I think they're trying to cover their ass here. Hold on a sec. Let's go up a little bit higher. Yeah. So here, the Canadian Army has not changed its official logo. We remain proud of our official emblem. The icon launched today is a supplementary design only that will be used in the bottom left corner of certain communication products and in animations for videos. Okay. Yeah, maybe, but they probably just cocked it up like everything else they do. Oh, that's too funny. That was the memes are on fire. If we go to NAFO Canuck, let's go head over to their page. NAFO Canuck. There was just, yeah, this was my favorite. Graphic design is well done. NAFO Canuck. Well done. I like this. I like this a lot. There's other ones too. I can't find them on referencing like looks like a guy milking a cow. Oh man, you gotta watch out what you put officially on the internet these days. We'll come out on force and tell you it sucks. Okay, so that was a little humor for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me, you guys like it? If you like it, let me know in the comments. What do you think? I mean, I'm shitting on it. I'm shitting on it. I don't know what this is. Like, maybe, and on top of that, maybe it costs like $15 million. We don't know, right? We don't know. But if you guys like it, I mean, drop it in the comments. Let's see if anybody here has got anything worthy. It's Tasso, it's CAD-PAT. Yeah, absolutely. And we got Canadian for Afghans, Blue Scuddy for CDS. I don't know the reference, so I don't know. But if you guys like the design, let me know. Let me know. And welcome, D Bob, first time here. Welcome, and Tasso, good to see you, buddy. Okay, in other news, a little shout out to Derek from Man Crafts Canada. Now, I was supposed to do this live from my studio where this is proudly displayed behind me, but dadding took precedence. So I'm at my house, obviously. And so I want to show this picture. This is just a badass design that he wanted me to have. And I want to make sure that you folks know where to get designs like this. If you're looking for like beautiful logos, artwork that can go up in your, your house, your office, give it as a gift, go to Man Crafts Canada. We're dropping the link in the description here for you guys. And give Derek a shout. He does awesome work. So thanks again, Derek. Love the work, and it looks awesome in the background. Okay, so let's get into the meat of what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about getting jacked. I want to talk about getting leaner for summer. And the reason for that is because, well, look, man, a lot of us may have let ourselves go. That's just the reality. Maybe a little bit fluffier, but why wouldn't you want to just look a little bit better when you take your shirt off? And probably some of you guys are, maybe not, that ego part isn't even in there. It's just like, yeah, I just want to lose weight for health. So both of you are equally distributed, I think, in needs here and represented in needs. And so I want to make sure that I cover off a simple 5-step process that I've been using and I've been using with other folks that are looking to shed a few pounds. We got a little competition going on in my coaching group as well. Uh, See who's going to be able to look the leanest and lose the most body fat by July. Don't know if we're going to do a pose down competition, but we'll see. So let's get right into it. And if you are looking to lose a bit of weight, if you're you know, brave enough to post in the comments, drop me like weight loss in the comments, and we'll get right into it. So I hope this works, folks. This is the first time I present slides, and it looks like it did. So that's awesome. There's 42 of you tuning in right now. If you want to send this over to a friend, share it. Right, I'm streaming on Vets for Freedom, YouTube, and their X page. So share widely on that platform. If you're tuning in on Dave Morrow PT, make sure to share as well, because we're going to get into some alpha here, some secret sauce. It's not that secret, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's just good to hear over and over and over again, because some of you might be on the right path, but you're not convinced, right? Because you may not be seeing the changes that you actually want. So let's get into it. I'm going to go over my 5 steps on how veteran men and women, okay, look, it's mostly guys are tuning in, but ladies, this works for you equally as well. For losing belly fat and reducing chronic pain and becoming family role models. 5 straightforward steps. So here we go. So if I told you that you could lose belly fat and still have steaks, pizza, and a busy home life, you'd probably say, Dave, I'm gonna have a hard time believing that, man. I'm pretty busy. I don't think I can have the foods that I like. I think I need to be pretty restrictive. I'm gonna try to convince you otherwise. So stick around. The problem is, this is a little bit of data that's troubling, and this is just global, right? This is just humans in general. 88% of us are metabolically broken, meaning you have obesity, high blood pressure, high triglycerides, and so you're insulin resistant essentially. Any one of these makes you metabolically broken. Did a great episode with Phil Pavadia. He's a doctor from the United States that covers this off in really good detail. But if this is you, okay, it's time to start making some changes. And if obesity is one of the things, and obesity is defined by having a BMI higher than 30. So the values that we have assigned to it is based off that. 84% down to the bare minimum of exercise per week, which is 20 minutes of activity per day. That's it. And 95% of dieters go back and put on more weight after 2 years. So they go on a diet, lose a bunch of weight, put more back on. Okay, that's the trend. Let's not go down that path. Let's figure out a way forward. But the most troubling of all is that fat dads create fat sons and daughters, and having a fat dad makes a child 4 times more likely to be obese by age 8. Now, there's data as well for obese moms, but I just don't have it here. But the story rings true. If both your parents are overweight, odds are your kids are going to be overweight. And if your kids are overweight, they have a higher chance of developing type 2 diabetes, which is not a good thing, as you all know. So we're running the risk of having the next generation having a lower life expectancy than ours. So let's try and reverse that trend. The new veterans, so that's us. If you're tuning in, you're the new veterans, right? Anywhere from the age of like 20 something to like 60 something, right? We're a new generation of veterans. I believe we're the next greatest generation because we have a lot of things going well for us. However, veterans are on average more obese than the general population. About 44% of us are. And we suffer from a lot of chronic pain issues, and we have higher rates of mental health issues than the general population. So I want to be able to fix this. And the way I know I can have an impact is through fitness and health. So my goal here is to give you my 5-step method. We're going to go through it step by step on how to lose belly fat and look good for the summer or look better for the summer. And don't forget, this is not to get you like down to like 10%, like Jake Gyllenhaal body fat. This is just so that you can be healthy and look slimmer, like our grandparents back in the day. Hey, wouldn't that be great if we just kind of looked like our grandparents, just naturally kind of lean all day? Show you how weight loss really works. So give you some of the science behind it, and then convince you that you can do it. So let's get right into it. Who's fired up here? Drop me in the comments. Drop me in the comments if you guys are ready to go. Mm, high quality H2O. So this training is for you. You're a bit fluffy, right? You got an extra little bit there, okay, that you can get rid of. You want to look good this summer, so there's a little bit of ego there. You want to be like the best, leanest dad there is on the beat. You've got responsibilities that require you to be on your A game. All right, you're busy, right? You got kids, maybe. You got a really important job, and maybe you got family members to take care of. You got to be fit in order to do that. Being lean, it's part of that game. Here's one thing though. I'm a teacher by trade. Take notes. All right. There's going to be prizes. So there's no slackers in my class. I want you to be dialed in. I want you to actually learn what's going on here. All right. I'm giving you some secret sauce. Don't just squander this. Okay. Don't be doing 3 or 4 other little things. Get dialed in because here we go. All right. We got some people fired up in the comments. We got Odious Patton dropping some fire here. What we have here? We have Numpty Dilettante. We have a high five, right on, high five. So pitter patter, let's get at her. Want to caveat all of this. Learning how to eat and train takes time to master. Okay. You need to break habits that have probably been ingrained in you since you were a child. Almost like converting you to a new religion, changing people's eating habits and just habits in general takes a lot of effort. Okay. You will not lose 20 pounds overnight. It's not, well, you know, like we all say, we're all one really bad stomach flu from looking as good as one, right? But that's not the point of this conversation. And by committing the process, you will lose weight gradually over time, improve your feelings of well being. And you'll notice the changes once you start changing those habits step by step by step. So here we go. How to build your fit and lean body by using my 5-step blueprint. So before we get started, if you have any questions, let's see them in the comment section. I'll give you about 10 seconds to drop a comment in there. Give me time to take a swig of water. These questions are important because they help me frame what I teach. If I know what you guys want, it makes it easier for me to convey a message. All right, Tasso's ready. He's fired up. Do it. Pop the trunk. Do it. Okay. So here we go, folks. Here we go. I'm Dave, if you weren't aware, and I've been helping veterans for the last 5 years get fitter, leaner, and harder to kill. I'm a Canadian Armed Forces veteran. Spent 15 years in the Grenadier Guards, up the Guards, Tasso, up the Guards. And I went to university and got a bunch of letters after my name. Okay. My biggest physical accomplishments have been the Ironman, marathon, and I'd say the Cambrian Patrol in the when I was in the forces. What I do now, I do this. I do podcasting, and I love it. And that's why I'm here with you today to convey some of the knowledge that I have. Carrying on, I served in Afghanistan in 2010. This was a good time. This is happy face Dave. If you don't notice, the goal was to make this my career. I was going to spend the rest of my life as a Reg Force officer and just enjoy and live the dream. But unfortunately, while I was over there, that didn't happen. I hurt myself. I hurt my back. I hurt my knee, and that got me kicked out of the forces. Medically released, unfortunately. Now, I went down the whole rabbit hole of like trying to figure out what was going on. I was on meds. I was in a lot of pain. I didn't want to accept that I was in a lot of pain. I was still young. I was still in my late 20s. I was still smashing carbs and eating like an idiot and all the things that a young guy would do. And it just compounded a lot of things for me. So, because of that, when I got out and or started getting out, I was still doing the same old, not taking care of my injuries, even though now I'm getting released from the forces and I'm getting worse. So, what did I do? Hey, what if I do a lot of CrossFit? That was kind of like my mentality. Typical infantry guy, not too bright. I went all in and said, I'm going to go to the CrossFit gym like 4 days a week, just smash myself. And I'll eat paleo because that's what all the CrossFit cool guys are doing. They're all shredded. And the unfortunate reality of me kind of doing this plan or doing the CrossFit thing was I ended up looking like this. Not Dwight Schrute. I ended up looking like this guy over here. Now, unfortunately, my GIF isn't working here, but it's Dwight crying. All right. I didn't look too good. I wasn't very happy with myself. So I decided to start working with a coach because at a certain point, I got so bad that I couldn't move anymore. I was literally stuck in bed upstairs here. Couldn't take care of my kid, couldn't take care of the family, couldn't, even go to work. So I was like, man, I got to really do something. So I started working with a coach. Shout out to LP, still my coach to this day, and just started getting into the literature and starting to figure out like, how do I get better? How do I get off pain meds? How do I figure this shit out? And that's when I actually started learning how to lose weight, maintain weight, add muscle, and just be a healthier version of myself. And that's the journey I've been on for the last 7 years. So I learned that hard lesson that I'm not an elite athlete. I'm just not, right? Those days are gone. Right. The days when I used to blow out my candles when I was a kid and dream of winning the Stanley Cup as a defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, so done. They're over. It's okay. I'm okay with it. I can go to the gym 3 days a week and train hard now because I want to and because it's within my wheelhouse. But I got far too many other responsibilities to do any more than that. Throw in a little bit of sprinkle in a little bit of jujitsu like I did today, and I'm all smashed up. I'm not going to the gym 3 days a week. So what did that force me to do? It forced me to change things. And especially with my diet, I realized I got to make sure that I'm actually eating enough, first of all, and that I'm actually eating enough protein and getting in good food and not just thinking that I'm doing paleo or thinking that I'm doing keto. I have to actually look at my diet and actually take it seriously. So, being a busy professional and dad meant that I had to manage my stress as well. So, I had to figure that out too. So, like all these things are compounding, but I eventually realized it's a lot easier than we make it out to be, and a lot easier than a lot of folks on the internet make it out to be. So, I can perform better on all levels by just combining some quote unquote biohacks. Long story short, I ended up doing the Ironman, doing a bunch of Spartan races, doing marathons, CrossFit Opens. It just kind of my world opened up, and I realized, oh, okay, I think now I've kind of got it. Now I can think I can help others do the same thing too. So I developed a health and PT system that drives consistent results, which I've been doing for the last 5 years. And now I'm able to train and eat, enjoy life on my terms, which is essentially, I think, what all of us want to be able to do and not like develop eating disorders around like macronutrients and training disorders about having to go hard all the time or try to figure out a new workout routine that's going to get you the best results possible. It's about figuring out how to be consistent and get those results consistently. So I'm going to show you how to get leaner for summer right now. So if you're fired up, give me a thumbs up, give me a LFG in the comments. Let's see, get into the comments if there's any new ones here. We got Odious Patton. We got one PPCL live at awesome. Thanks for tuning in, Odious. And all right, let's get at it. LFG, Canadians for Afghans, right on. So here are the 5 steps, guys. Write these down. You're a good NCO, good NCM. You have your FMP on you. You're taking notes right now. So the 5 steps, really simple. We're going to remove, then we're going to replace, then we're going to realign, we're going to rebuild, and we're going to repair. Okay. This is what I build everything off of. Okay. 5 simple steps. The 5 R's. Got to keep it simple for the infantry guys. So let's get into the first one. It's remove the 3 foods that are destroying your health. Okay. If you can follow this roughly, now everything's kind of with the star on it. If you can do anything 80% of the time, like follow a half decent meal plan, you're going to be a lot better off than having a rock star meal plan, but only following it like 20% of the time. So keep that in mind. Even if it's like kind of wonky, but you follow it consistently, you're going to be far better off than somebody who just doesn't really follow it. ever. Okay. So there's three things that you need to essentially be really aware if you're eating them or not, and try to keep them out of your diet as much as possible. And that's sugar, polyunsaturated fatty acids, the bad ones, and alcohol. So let's get into that. Sugar, you guys have probably heard it a bunch of times, but I'm talking about refined sugar. I'm not talking about like eating like watermelon and oranges and apples. I'm talking about the crack of modern era, which is sugar. So table sugar, it's an endocrine disruptor and it's a known carcinogen. It's been linked to obviously diabetes, Alzheimer's, you name it, like metabolic disease. Just get it out of your diet as much as you can. Get it out of your diet. It's hidden in everything. So just find out where it is and just cut it out completely. That's my biggest recommendation. If you take that to the bank and you just cut your sugar consumption today, you'll start losing weight. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. This is like really popular in the influencer community right now, but like I'll give it the straight dope. It's neither good or bad, but it depends where it comes from. So polyunsaturated fatty acid is not the worst thing in the world. It's just that if it comes from a seed oil, so it's really industrialized seed oils, you don't want to consume a lot of it. There's a lot of inflammation that's been shown to be to occur in your guts, and your immune system gets fired up when you consume it. It's in things like crackers and like fried foods and garbage that you get at fast food restaurants. So be aware. Be aware. It's a carcinogen as well. Be aware. It's just very pro-inflammatory. I highly recommend you just get it out of your diet. And when you do, it means that you're essentially not eating shit anymore. It means that you're just eating regular food that's from the grocery store, that's usually on the outside. So it's like meat, veggies, stuff like that. You're good to go. You don't need this in your diet. And then booze. I mean, it's delicious. Not going to lie. I love me some scotch. This is me having a few too many at the baby shower for my son. So, this is few and far between, but sometimes I like to party, right? But it's a neurotoxin, as we all know, and terrible for fat loss. Like absolutely terrible. If you want to actually lose body fat, you got to cut out all booze. Like you just got to cut out the booze. All right. Especially if you have like one, two, maybe three drinks. It's like, oh, I don't drink much. Maybe I have like two drinks a day. It's a lot. Okay, cut it right out. Chronic inflammation. So I'll leave it with this quote here. So indeed, chronic inflammatory. I'm having a hard time today. Chronic inflammatory diseases have been recognized as the most significant cause of death in the world today, with more than 50% of all deaths being attributable to inflammation-related diseases such as ischemic heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes mellitus, chronic kidney disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's big. And that's just based off inflammation. So those three foods, if you cut them out of your diet, you will dramatically reduce inflammation. Questions. I'm leaving questions just so I can have a sip of water, guys. I mean, you can't actually verbally ask me a question, but if you want to drop one here, by all means, I hope I'll see it and I'll be able to answer it. Yeah. Yes, our RIP desserts. Odious. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I like having dessert every day. I'll get into how. Okay, I'll get into how, but I like having dessert every day. And that's typically a maple syrup based dessert. I really like chocolate. So at the end of this, I hope that you can just change the framework that you have around restricting what you eat, if that makes sense. Okay. You can still have some of the things that you really enjoy, just don't have as much or don't have the same quantity all the time. Okay. And tasso, define dessert, sugary stuff. Sugary stuff. That's what I'm going to call it. Like an orange could be dessert for somebody. I like Greek yogurt with some blueberries and some honey. That's dessert. So dessert is definitely something that's much higher on the glycemic index. Let's just put it that way. I don't think people would classify steak and eggs as dessert. So something sweet, cake based, cookie based. Those are desserts. Fruit, but you could eat as much fruit, in my opinion, as you want. But good question, though. Good question. Okay, so carrying on here, and we're going to move into number 2, which is replace how to eat like a grown up. One of my favorites. This probably have the most impact for the rest of your life if you carry forward these habits. You're likely not eating enough protein, fat, and salt. Okay, in terms of proteins what gets broken down to amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of all your cells. Your muscle cells no different. You need a lot of it. if you train, you tear those muscle fibers down. They need the new amino acids to build back up. You're constantly building, you're tearing down and repairing, tearing down and repairing. You need the amino acids, 21 essential amino acids to actually just survive. You need a lot of protein. Okay. So keep that in mind. On average, like at a bare minimum, an average sized man needs 120 grams of protein per day, like bare minimum. My recommendation, and you can take this down and take it to the bank, is 1 gram per day of desired body weight. Okay, 1 gram per day of desired body weight. I would even say that might even be a little low. Okay, we've been convinced to have a much lower protein diet. Bump it up. You'll feel like a million freaking bucks. Okay, get the protein into you. So let's say you're at 220 or 230, you want to get down to 200 pounds. That is, eat 200 grams of protein a day. You'll feel awesome. It might be hard to get there, but slowly building up your protein intake will add more calories into your diet because you're likely under eating. 99% of the guys I've worked with all undereat, like all of them undereat, but they're all overweight. Well, why is that? We'll get into it in a second. Okay. Easiest way to determine how much protein you need on the plate, use your palms. That's 1 serving. That's 2 servings. You need 2 servings per day. But sorry, per meal. You put that on your plate, you're good to go. Fat. Get some good fat into you. Remember, polyunsaturated fatty acids we want to stay away from, the bad ones anyways. Things like butter, avocado oil, coconut oil, olive oil, nuts, seeds. These are all really good sources of fat. Try to get more into you than you would normally. It's the building blocks because cholesterol is attached to it for all your hormones. So you need it. You need the fatty acids that are in there. You have essential fatty acids that if you don't have, you die as well. So there are essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. You don't have them, you die, or you have all kinds of issues that flare up because you're not eating these essential amino acids and essential fatty acids. So don't be shy with the fat. Okay. Plus, it keeps you nice and full as well. And then salt, cellular function, like for everything to work, for your nervous system to work, it needs salt, sodium, and potassium. Most people are really deficient in potassium, like this guy. So thanks to Ranjan, I don't know if you're paying any attention to this lecture, Ranjan, but he ended up taking like a massive box of all my urine samples for like a month and analyze them in the lab. And I was just potassium deficient, like across the board. So much so that I started supplementing, and it totally changed everything about my training. I didn't crash. I was able to maintain my high training volume. I was able to train for the Ironman and get through the Ironman, knowing that I had to add more potassium. You need a 3-to-1 ratio of potassium to sodium roughly per day. Potassium is a bit harder to come by than sodium. So if you need to, go supplement. You can buy it at the grocery store, add it into your regular food. It tastes a little bit different than table salt, but so be it. Add a little bit more. Okay. So last thing on that point, shortcutting protein is hurting your diet. So adults who weren't getting enough protein had overall poor quality diets. They ate less healthy foods like greens, beans, dairy, and seafood, and weren't consuming enough of other important vitamins and minerals like choline, vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D. That's super interesting. So let's just say like you were trying to lose weight and you're like, I got to restrict calories. I don't want to eat too much red meat. Based off this study, folks that were doing that were also neglecting eating more greens, and they were nutrient deficient. They were mineral deficient. They were not optimized to even lose body fat, because the only way you can lose body fat is if you're healthy. Your body will hold on to that body fat and turn your metabolism down if you're not eating enough. Okay. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's the reality. So most of us live in a very low calorie environment, even though we're constantly getting fatter because we're not eating the right foods. We're not having enough of the good foods. Our metabolisms are slowed down because we're not eating enough and we're not active enough. So it's just a downward spiral of shit. Okay. So I hope that makes sense for you. So we have some comments here. We have Thomas and Catherine. What's a good protein snack? Oh, I got so many. Okay, so I don't have one in front of me right now, but I found something at Costco that I don't know. Like I'm going a little crazy. It's called Brewst. It's a protein coffee. It's a little like Tetra Pak, and it's basically one coffee with whey isolate in it. It tastes amazing. It's got like 5 calories in it. and I could have like 6 before like lunch, but I can't. I can't. But it's got 20 grams of protein, so that is really good. But as a snack, I don't know. I usually have that with my meal. I won't have that as a snack, and like I'll get into like not snacking, but essentially, you can go find. It's really popular now to have high protein snacks. Quest, if you go on Amazon, the company Quest, they make a Cool Ranch chip, like chips, that you will crush 3 bags and you'll have 60 grams of protein. They're small bags. They cost a fortune, by the way, but very low carb, very high protein. Yeah, put some salsa on that. Yeah, yeah. Now we're talking. So those would be my two favorite. Good question. Thank you. And we have Nick's. I would also recommend seed oil. Not recommend seed oil. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks, thanks. And we have a comment here. Johnny B. Ideally Celtic salt. I'm assuming, does it come from Ireland? Haven't heard of it. Cool. Okay. Oh shoot, we already got the quiz time. I got distracted. Okay, so first to answer correctly, how many deaths are attributable to chronic inflammation every year? Less than 10%, more than 50%. First one to answer correctly gets a copy of the Nimble Warrior. Unfortunately, Tasso, C's not the answer, man. So now we've narrowed it down to 2. Who's going to get this copy? I'll even sign it for you folks. I got it right here. I got it right here. Not lying. Oh, Nick's. There we go. B, 50%. All right, Nick. So here's what's going to happen. Congratulations. You just want a copy of the Nimble Warrior. You need to send an email to this email address. I'm posting it right here. Dave@davemorrow.net. Just say, hey, Dave, I'm the person that won. That's it right there. And I will get that off to you once you send me your address. So congratulations. One more prize to be handed out. So keep your pencil sharpened, keep your ears keen, and let's carry on. Step 3 is realign. Take the pain. And yes. Move well, which is how I kind of got started. And that's why I want to give a copy of the Nimble Warrior. The whole point of the book is to teach you how to move a little bit better from a guy that's just barely scratching the surface on moving better, but I know about 1% more than you, and that's enough to actually reduce some pain. So I want folks to actually learn how to do it, and you'll find it all here in the book. Right here, I'm showing a really painful exercise called a piriformis self-myofascial release technique. So you get on a foam roller, you cross your leg over, and I'll give you just a better explanation because I can't show the video in this presentation. It was game changing for me because I realized that was so tight that it was causing sciatic pain, and it was just ruining my life. Once I figured this out, I was like, oh shit, I don't have to be in pain anymore. I just need to put myself in pain for about a minute and a half every day on each butt cheek, and things got a lot better for me. So once you can move better, you can enjoy life better. If you can enjoy life better, everything else becomes a little bit easier. So this is a chronic pain thing. If you can mitigate it, you're in a lot better shape. Just go over some folks that had some success using this. I have Hugo. He cured his back pain. He's a lifter too, veteran, and I haven't had any other issues with all the mobility stuff I've been doing. So, however, he hurt his neck on a unrelated incident. So Hugo got some really good results. And this is Kalo. So his back hurts less. He had a similar injury to me, and now he feels a lot better. So just a few little exercise changes and some tweaks to the exercise routines can really go a long way. It's not going to cure things, but if you can get a little bit better, it makes your life a little bit better, and that adds up. The fourth one is rebuild, and I am wrapping as many rounds or reps as possible. This is in reference to CrossFit. You can do CrossFit, just don't do it to death. So do these 3 workouts instead. And the reason for that is you can be overtraining yourself into